Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I'll be teaching you all how to make a reversible satin bonnet. To make a reversible satin bonnet, you'll be needing your fabric, your scissors, your tape rule, and your satin, your chalk. So that is all. So for the first step, you'll be cutting out 25 by 25 inches. You can use 23, you can use 24, you can use 25, depending on how big you want your cap to be. So you'll be making a square which is 25 by 25, and you'll be folding your fabric into two. I'm using an ankara print, which is I'm using an ankara print, and I folded it into two and I folded it into four. Look at what I'm doing carefully, you would understand. So I folded it into four places and I marked out 12. You can decide to use 11, you can decide to use 10. It's just do whatever you want to do, just do whatever you think it's okay, depending on how big you want your cap to be. If you want it to be extra big, you can decide to use 13, 14. If you're someone that makes a very full hair, but for me 12 is okay, because I do not want something that will be very very big and it will be disturbing me, maybe whenever I want to sleep or something. So I'm chucking it round. You take the 12, you put your tape rule at the tip. Don't put it at the opening, the tip that is not open, then you chuck it round. Then you would cut out your circle. So it's giving us circle, like the normal circle. So the next thing I'll be doing is I'll be taking my satin. This is doll face. You can decide to use silk, you can decide to use anything, but I am using doll face here. I marked out 13, because remember it was 12 we used, so I marked that 13, so there will be enough space to cut out. So I checked the side, and I checked the width, and I checked the length, and I saw it was 13. I put out my fabric that was cut out, the ankara fabric that was cut out. I I put it on my satin and I traced it out. I cut it out. So that is what I am trying to do here. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Please, let's get to 100 followers, please. So this is me cutting out. I am sorry, the setting of the camera is making me look left-handed. I am not left-handed. It's just the setting of the camera, and it's not making the numbers on my tape rule to show very well. So I cut it out. So after cutting it out, that is what I will open it with the right sides facing each other, and I'll pin the right side facing each other. So that is what I am doing there. So after doing that, I folded it into two. After folding it into two, I measured out 3.5 for the length and 3 inches for the width, and I did a freehand chucking, like I'm chucking a neck. And I cut it out. The reason why I did this is because I needed a hole at the back for tying it, because this particular reversible bonnet will be having a strip. So what I did was I sew it the right side facing each other, and I notched it. So, and I notched it. And another thing, you can decide not to use 3.5 by 3. You can decide to use 2.5 by 2, depending on what you want, depending on how you want it. If you feel this is too big, you can decide to use 2.5 by 2. So what I did next was I pinned it round, and I made a running stitch. A running stitch is a loose stitch, a very loose stitch. You just adjust your tension. You make it very very loose, as if you're doing gathers. If you're a tailor, if you're a fashion designer, you'll be familiar with drawing gathers. So I after sewing a loose stitch, I picked out one of the rope and I was pulling. Please, when you're pulling this, be careful so the thread does not cut, because once it's cut, you are losing it and you're starting all over. So as you are pulling, be careful. As you are pulling, you can see what I am doing. As you are pulling, you are adjusting. As you are pulling, you are adjusting. Then you pull till you have this like a round shape, like your cap shape. So as you are pulling, you're moving the gathers, you're moving it round. So that is what I am doing here. So after doing it, you measure your cap, you measure the head circumference. Your head circumference, the normal head circumference is between 21 to 23. Like the people with small head use 21, and the people with big head use 23, and there are some people that use 24, but for me I use 22. But what I want to get, I want the head circumference of this particular cap to be 21, because of the strips I'll be using in tying it. Once it's 22, it won't be okay for me to tie. So if your head circumference is 23, you use 22. If your head circumference is 21, you use 20. If it's 22, you use 21. So the next thing I did was, I'm cutting out the strip. I cut out 6 inches by 70, was it 76 inches? So I cut out 6 inches by 76 inches, depending on how long and how wide you want your strap to be. So this is me smoothing it out, and the next thing I did was I folded it into two equal parts. And after folding it into two equal parts, I took the edges, because it depends whatever you want to do. I do not want the edge, the tip of my strap, I do not want it to be straight. So this is me just doing a free hand, and I'm cutting it out. You can decide to leave it whichever way you want it to be. You can decide to just do whatever you want to do to the strip. You can decide to add other designs to you. Just do anything you want to do. So after doing that, I opened it out, and I decided to like fold it into two, and I got the midpoint. The midpoint is the equal half of the strip, and I notched it. So the next thing I did was I took it to the ironing board and I ironed it. So I am still measuring the head circumference to be sure I have what I have. If it's loose, I loosen it. If it's tight, I tighten it. So for my case here, I was having 22. And remember I said I'll be needing 21. So I tried adjusting it again. I pulled it to make it tighter. So just do whatever you want to do. So this is me after ironing my strap, and I folded about half inch on each side for the sewing allowance. So I have half inch, and that is my midpoint. Don't forget, you'll be needing your midpoint. So what I did was I took my tape rule from the midpoint and I measured out 10 and a half. Remember, our head circumference is 21, and 20, the half of 21 is 10 and a half on each side. So I put my tape rule on the midpoint, which is the place I notched, and I measured out 10 and a half inches on both sides. So when I measured it out, I chalked it out, and once you're done measuring it out, you should try to like measure the distance between the two lines. It will give you the 21. If it's not giving you 21, that means you're doing something wrong. So you measure it out, and so what I did next was I just turned it, and I took that part that I folded, the half inches I folded on both sides, I turned it to the left side, and I am going to make a straight sewing on it. I am not going to close up that 21 inches I opened. I am going to make a straight sewing on it. So the 21 inches I opened is still there. So I turned it inside out. If you can use anything to turn it inside out. So what I did was I got the midpoint of the cap, and I got the midpoint of the strip. So the midpoints facing each other, I put the cap into the strap. You can see what I am doing here. Make sure the tip, the half inches that were folded in, is still folded. So I took it to my sewing machine and I showed. So this is me rocking the cap. You can see we have the ankara and we have the doll face parts. So that is it. You can decide to rock it anyhow you want. That is my strip, and you can make a bow. At least there are some people that wear it out. I've seen quite a couple of people that wear it out. They even wear it to party. I went to a party the other day and I saw someone working the cap. So you can just do whatever you want to do with it. You can wear it to sleep. You can wear it out. You can wear it when you want to bathe or anything. It's so comfy, and it's super sweet to wear. So thank you all for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you. Love you. Bye. Mwah.